Welcome to the Craftsman interview. I am here with Mary and Margaret Rosemeyer of Eclectic Design Source, downtown Libertyville. The purpose of these interviews is to hear the story behind the entrepreneur, behind the business, I should say. Let's just jump right into it, ladies. How did you get started? How long have you been here in Libertyville? I understand you had a business prior to this one. Tell us a little bit about the journey to Eclectic Design Source.
Well, my job prior to Eclectic was floral designs,
Okay.
and I was a floral designer for 25 years before I wedged into Eclectic Design.
Okay.
And actually, Eclectic Design was up in Lake Geneva, and I had two partners, and that was in 2004. And after a couple of years, one partner left. Another year or two later, the other partner left. And I stayed behind with Eclectic. And it took a couple of years for us to find this location. But once we walked into this wonderful Proctor building, we knew that it was
pretty
our
cool
home.
space.
Yeah.
It
And
was
so
the brick
therefore, Eclectic was born again. And Mary had just graduated from college and could not find a job. And that was another reasoning that we could team up together to open up this store.
So, are you still working in Lake Geneva, Margaret, or do you still have clients there?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
They've kind of whittled away. People move, transient,
Sure.
that type of thing. But our main concern here is Libertyville.
Okay, great,
Yeah,
great.
Absolutely.
And what did you study in college, Mary?
Visual merchandising.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it was a perfect fit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was always like, well, my room was right down from her home office, so she was always coming into my room and being like, well, what do you think about like this trim with this fabric? And we were just kind of bouncing ideas off of each other while she was working on clients' homes out of her house. So it just kind of dawned on me, I'm like, we should just open up a store where you can primarily take care of the design aspect of it. I can do the visual merchandising and the store layout, and we can do just like a full-blown concept, because when we had first opened, there was really nothing in the area that was both retail and design. We were the first one in Libertyville as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
So our whole concept was just to have a kind of one-stop shop where you can pick up a lamp for your house if you want. If you need more help, we can give you that too.
Okay. So, how did you've been an entrepreneur for quite some time. If you were in Lake Geneva and in the flower business
That was in Spring Grove.
In Spring Grove, okay. Is that where you live? Or?
Yes, I live in Spring Grove.
That's nice out there. I love
It's
it
beautiful.
out there. What gave you the bug to? I have 3 daughters.
Yes.
So, one of the things that I would love to impart on them, I don't know how you do this, but is sort of that entrepreneurial spirit. The world's changing a lot. I mean, what got you involved with saying, I'm going to open my own business, as opposed to maybe, for lack of a better way of putting it, the corporate route?
Yeah. Oh, I am not corporate by any means. That is for sure. I don't fit into that scene at all. And I guess it's just, maybe having the foresight to know that you can do something that you love. And I love design. I love floral design. I love landscape design. I love interior design. I mean, I love it all. And, I think if you have that passion for something, then you're able to move through and to be able to open and go. Yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely.
Where do you draw your inspiration from?
A lot of my inspiration just comes from my own brain and head. I mean, you really have to be able to visualize things and see things for your client and for your customer. Just walking down the street, looking through, magazines, going downtown Chicago, going into restaurants. I mean, it's all inspiration for me.
That's
and
cool.
nature.
Do you have a favorite designer, or?
I have a couple of favorite floral designers. I can't say I have a favorite interior designer, but Thomas de Bern from Belgium is one of my favorite designers, as well as Gregor Lursch, who is from Germany. And once a year I attend symposium for my floral accreditation, and it's a plethora of people from all over the world that get together and we design.
That's great. That's in
Yeah.
Germany?
He comes from Germany, Gregor Lurch, yeah, and they come to the States for
Oh, they do?
symposium.
Okay,
Yeah,
wow, that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, it
That's
is great.
cool. How about you, Mary? Where do you draw your inspiration from? Do you have a favorite designer, artist?
Yes.
It's kind of the same thing. Like it comes from seemingly nowhere sometimes. Like I'll just get inspired. Like there was a point in time where I was really interested in chicken coops that looked like gypsy wagons, which is exactly what it sounds like. But I mean,
All right.
Okay.
yeah, I know it's totally out there. But like there's just like I get into like a mode where I'm just like really into something. It's like an on-off switch where it's like I'm utterly obsessed with something, or it's just like, meh, I don't really care. But as far as designers go, there's a designer in Chicago who always does really interesting work, Julia Buckingham. I think she's also branched out to do some retail now too, but her
Okay.
work is always super cool and fun. And then there's a more commercial design, 555 International, or maybe it's 555, but they do a lot of restaurant and commercial design, and they just like kill it. I know recently they did a light fixture that was just entirely out of neon tubing, and it looks like a chandelier, and it's just so cool.
And where is that?
They're in the city. I'm not exactly sure where.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How's the response been? You guys have been here 5 years, you said?
Mm-hmm.
How's the response been from our community specifically? Warm response, good response? I mean, I don't shop at places like these, so my knowledge of how retailers do that, I'm more of a restaurant and beer guy.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the response. Are you getting a lot of business from the Libertyville area? Is that the bulk of it, or is it North Shore, generally speaking?
It's a little bit of both. When we first opened, we had a friend that lived here, and she's like, I'm just going to give you a little bit of forewarning that the residents there are usually kind of, hesitant when a new place opens up, but once they get to know you, they'll be extremely loyal and just, do whatever they can to help promote you. And we've found that's been pretty true. We've got, like, for retail customers, people that come in literally every single weekend and they'll buy something. It might be like a $5 item. They might come and spend like $100, but they are there every
Yeah,
single
very loyal.
Saturday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we have
That is nice.
customers that are like, it's beyond your wildest dreams, just the way that they support you. And design has been great. People are always willing to spread the word about our services and how much they enjoyed working with us, and told their friends, and it's just kind of snowballed from there.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. What are some of your favorite projects to work on? I mean, if somebody came to you from town and said, building a new house, I want you guys to kind of run the whole deal, is that the sort of thing that you get fired up about? Or tell me a little bit about the unique projects you've worked on that you just really have a blast doing.
Well, number one, the people that we've been working with, I'm so lucky. They're wonderful, and we've
they've all
worked-
been like dream clients.
Yeah,
Just
like they could be
so
your friends.
nice. Yeah.
That's how lovely they are. So I mean, we work closely together. We spend a lot of time together. So you have to have a good working relationship
Okay.
with your designer. But I love to take a home that was probably built maybe in the 70s,
Okay.
maybe early 80s, and bring it up to speed to what homes are looking like now. I love to go in and transform their home to look fresh and new again.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of like 90s homes on the
Yeah.
market right now that people are like, they just cannot walk into it and envision, because all they see is like a sea of honey oak like
Yes.
everywhere. And they're just like,
Yeah.
We go in
Yeah,
and
I've
we
seen
bring
those
in
places.
that,
I've
and
lived in
change
those
it. Yeah,
places.
Yeah, right. So I mean, that's really exciting to be able to do that. No, they don't want to move. They love their home, but we can really make that home fresh and new for them again. And I love new construction. I mean, that is the heart and soul of me as well. My husband was a builder for many years, and I generaled 2 of our homes.
Oh, wow.
So I know what it takes to pull all of that together.
Yeah, that's quite an experience.
Yeah, yeah. A lot
It
of
can be
work.
very stressful and joyful at the same time.
Absolutely.
Exciting,
Yeah.
There's a lot of tension in those
Yeah.
types of projects.
Yeah.
Do you partner with builders, real estate agents? I mean, who are your great referral sources, and people that you enjoy working with? Is there any one profession, or is it sort of a mixed bag of, people that just get it and they want to engage with you guys?
Yeah, it kind of comes from everywhere. I mean, word of mouth for us, just past clients, has probably been the biggest, and the store itself. A lot of people come in and they see the merchandise that we have, they like it, they like the feel of the space, they feel comfortable talking with us, and between those two, that's pretty much where we find our customer base for design work.
Okay. Now, I think Libertyville, the Main Street organization has done a killer job of revitalizing. I've looked at some of the old photos in Libertyville of the storefronts, and how that seemed appealing at that time, I have no clue. But we've come back, and the architecture and everything. Is there anything that you would do differently, or that you really like about the downtown feel? This building is spectacular.
It is.
Your handprints are all over this as far as merchandising. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
So, any design tips for downtown Libertyville?
I think they do a really good job.
I do too.
It's just, it's unique but familiar at the same time. So it's got that like quaint downtown feeling that everybody's looking for, but there's also some really fun modern aspects to it, and it's got its own feeling for sure. And it's just nice that all the buildings are kind of unique, and
I love all the awnings.
Yeah.
I love awnings on buildings, older buildings.
Really?
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives it a little bit.
It
Why
adds
is that?
character.
Modern touch, or?
I don't know. It just adds to the storefront.
Okay.
Gives a little bit more dimension. I would love to see like potted plants at each door.
Okay.
Just really kind of amp it up and.
More potted plants. All
Yeah,
right. All right.
yeah, love that.
Shrubbery and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Cool. What's in the future for Eclectic Design Source? I mean, are you guys sort of your core is working with folks who are redesigning their homes and things like that? Are you going to evolve? There's any plans of morphing into new businesses or anything like that, or just sticking to your knitting?
Well, good question. I'm looking into becoming certified for LEED, which is
Oh, cool.
yeah, going green and doing that. So that for me personally is my next venture, to kind of step into that. And I think once we do that, we can open up different doors to building green.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How does that translate then? I mean, is it literally, the paint products you use, the fabrics you use, everything?
It's everything
The whole
from
thing?
flooring to windows to plumbing. It's everything.
shower heads,
Yeah,
faucets.
it's everything. Wherever
Okay.
you can conserve.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So you can really consult.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
organic products for flooring, no formaldehydes, that type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, better,
Um,
cleaner environment.
Any projects you're working on right now that you can talk about, that you're jazzed about?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a couple of customers that are in the midst of redoing media room
Oh, wow.
and then bedrooms. So we've been working
Kitchen,
with
we're
them.
doing a kitchen.
Yeah, doing a kitchen right now. So yeah, just kind of, the same old, nothing really too
Okay.
crazy.
Do you do commercial work with restaurants or anything like that?
We don't, but we'd love to.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, my background is more commercial, so that's always something really exciting for me. Because there's different design elements that you can use with commercial design that you can't necessarily put in a residential setting. So it's,
The big neon chandelier.
I mean,
Right? I know.
Yeah, but I suppose you could put it in your house, but
Yeah,
be a little
it's not the
overbearing, I'm
typical.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not the typical.
yeah. So that's just another element. We can certainly do projects of that scope, but we've only been here 5 years. We're still gaining
Yeah,
traction, so hopefully in the next years to come we can do something like that. That would be really fun.
Got it. What are some of the elements of Libertyville that you enjoy as a retailer and design source? I mean, is it the downtown area, or Mary? Where you live in Spring Grove?
Uh-huh.
Do both of you live in Spring Grove?
No, I live in Mundelein.
You're in Mundelein. Okay. What is it about Libertyville that just does it for you, as far as being a retailer in town?
I think the people are really nice.
Yeah.
which is,
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. Just, I mean, there's so many times when you can just have a conversation with somebody who comes in and you just make each other laugh, and it's just a great way to connect with people on a level that's doesn't have to do with like retail or design or anything. It's just actually really creating relationships, and
Yeah,
it's people are just really friendly.
that's cool. Going back a little bit, so you've been a business owner for quite some time. What gave you the bug? Was it your mom's influence, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it was never a question in my mind. I could never see myself going and working at the same cubicle every single day and just clocking in and working for somebody else's dream and vision and making that a reality. It's never been on my radar. I just, like my mom, like I just don't think it's in me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you go to school?
IADT in Chicago,
Okay.
International Academy of Design and Technology.
Okay.
It's a mouthful.
So on that media project that you're talking about, what do you actually design the room and the equipment and all that stuff, or is it just the look of the room?
Both. Yeah, the look and the
me.
function.
Yeah.
Not so
Yeah.
much the technology involved in it, like we're not going to pick your speakers for you.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
okay.
we bring in other people to
Yeah.
help you take care of that.
Got it. Okay, so you
Yeah, we
guys
work
can
together.
you guys can bring in your network and say,
Absolutely.
here's the people who pick out your speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not the
Because we're
experts
not
in
the
that, but
experts on
here
Got
it is.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, great. Tell me a little bit about quality. Speak to that, because you really struck a nerve with me as far as restoration hardware. No offense against that store,
No.
but the quality of construction. I think it's fair to say that most of us realize that stuff is made offshore. The designs are really cool, and that's how they sell a lot of it. But talk a little bit about quality, because we have Hansa Coffee here in town. We have Milwaukee Trace, where we interviewed those guys. And the one thing that stuck out in my mind was their unwavering commitment to quality.
Absolutely.
And I see that that's your wheelhouse. So can you speak to that a little bit?
I mean, the stuff that we carry in here is not at a price point that you're just going to be walking in and be like, okay, I'm going to buy that $3,000 chair right now. But we can explain to you, for those who are like, why would you spend that much on it? Like, ask us questions. Like, that's what we're here for. We want to educate you and make sure that this is going to be a purchase that's going to last for you. You're probably going to have to replace the fabric on the chair before the frame.
Yeah.
And the cushions in it and everything has been upgraded, and it's going to last. If heaven forbid there is an issue with it, like, we are here to facilitate fixing it for you. So
Yeah. Okay.
it's always quality over quantity.
Yeah.
The things that we bring in, we know are going to last, and we put our name on it, so we don't want to sell something that's going to 3 years down the line look like a piece of junk, and you're like, why did I spend my money on this?
Right. That's truly an investment.
What's really interesting is I tooled around Home Goods, TJ Maxx Home Goods,
Sure.
and they have mirrors or different accessories that we have at the store here, and I will go up and pick them up, and they're plastic. But when you come to our store and you pick it up, it's the real deal. It's metal or it's wood, but they look the same. So how do you get that across to your customer that although they appear to be the same, they're not?
Right.
They're not.
Well, the word that comes to mind as you're describing that is legacy.
Yeah.
And I in my own terminology, I'd call it a legacy piece. I mean, my mother has some Stickley
Yes.
and some of those higher quality brands of furniture that were handed to her from my grandmother, and will eventually get those pieces.
Yeah.
And that's
And
what
you just reupholster them
Yeah.
because
Right.
they've been taken
They're
care
solid.
of, and they're solid. They were made to last, so you
Right.
just
Yeah.
honor that
Quality.
piece by reupholstering it, and you can turn it into something totally new and fun.
Yeah, for different use, different room,
Yeah.
different style,
Right.
all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
That's
Exactly.
cool. That's cool. Are there any events or anything that are coming up that you guys are excited about, or that you're throwing in the space?
Yeah,
in
we've
the
got
store?
some in the pipeline that we're going to be working on. We're going to bring in some fabric reps and just show there's some really amazing indoor-outdoor fabrics, and You know, since everybody's really excited about the change of weather, we thought it would be a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, where are, talk a little bit about the fabrics. I mean, there's fabrics all over the place here. Where,
There are.
Yeah.
tell
This
me a
is
little.
just like the tip of the iceberg too. This is just like a
Yeah.
small
just a small
So
sample.
this is
sampling.
actually our line for our furniture. This is Highland House.
Okay.
And these are all of the fabrics that actually go with that furniture line.
Like you're in a Highland House chair right now.
Okay. Well, I like
yeah,
this.
Yeah, feels
it's
good, huh?
comfy.
Yeah, it's a really nice line. So we carry, Robert Allen, Cravat, Clark and Clark, just to name a very, very few. Durley. We've got a lot of resources for fabric, and people can come in, browse. If they need to buy fabric by the yard, they can certainly do that as well. They have projects that they want to work, do it yourself.
Okay.
That's not a problem. We also do custom drapery.
Okay.
We sell all types of window treatments from, Roman shades, woven woods, blinds, motorized treatments.
Wow.
So shutters, you name it, we can sell it to them and take care of it.
Yeah, if you want a remote control for your blinds, it can happen.
You
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you'll coordinate the installation of that and everything.
Yeah.
Soup
We're
to
on
nuts.
site for install, you bet.
God, that's great.
It's full
That's
service.
great. Is there anything about the store in your services that you wish people knew about that perhaps they don't know? Or do you have any like secret things that you just wish were more prominent, or that you would want to make sure that people know about?
Well, definitely our furniture. I mean, we've
Okay.
got some great lines of furniture, and they could certainly come in and we can help them find the right piece for their home. Like I said, too, with the window treatments, a lot of people don't think that we would take care of that for them,
Okay.
but we do. And like I said, we will measure, we'll install, we'll help them to choose the right product for their environment. And then also, too, we do party services with my very vast background in floral. We do party planning, setup, tablescapes, that type of thing as well.
Oh, wow.
Holiday decorating.
Holiday
So
decorating.
can you tell me a little bit more about that? Like the scope. I have a dinner party
Yes,
of 12 people.
yes.
And I can hire you guys to come over and just deck it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
And even if you need to get someone in there to actually get like a private chef or something, we can take care of all that, get your menu together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, make it all happen.
See, I would have never thought that.
No.
I know.
No.
Let me just walk in the store.
Yeah, because with my floral designs, I was an event florist for 25 years. So weddings, parties, that type of thing. And your customer always relies on you to make everything happen. In all those years, you just realize the flow of
Yeah.
a party and setting up.
Yeah, and it's I love throwing events myself,
Yeah.
and having somebody with some flair and resources.
Right.
Mainly, it's just the resources. You
Yeah.
have a vision for.
Yeah.
I want to do red,
Yeah.
or I want to do green, but what's downstairs? I don't have enough to work with.
Right.
So that's cool.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Anything else? So you've got the furniture. Do you have any
Mm-hmm.
favorite furniture designers? I mean, get geeky about some of the, lamps and furniture and different things you have in here.
We do a lot with Highland House, which is like a sister company of Century Furniture.
Okay.
And I think what people don't understand or realize is that it's like price-wise, it's pretty on par with Restoration Hardware or Pottery Barn, but the construction quality of it and just being able to customize, it's pretty much endless, and the quality is just like, it's far superior to anything that you would get through those retail sources. But I think people are just so accustomed to being like, oh, I need a piece of furniture, I'm just going to go to Pottery Barn. And we've got into so many people's homes where they've purchased something from a retail outlet or not necessarily an outlet, but a retail store.
Right.
And like 3-5 years later, it's like falling apart.
Yeah,
And
it's
there's like a big
creaky and
a butt spot in it, and it's just sagging, and they're like, I've spent all this money on it and it's not holding up the way that I wanted it to. So
Where's Highland House out of? Where do they manufacture stuff?
North Carolina.
yeah.
Oh, go figure. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, is that where
The
most
hub.
of?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
still the hub.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the
Absolutely.
point.
How about lamps, other designer stuff?
Well, the people in Libertyville are pretty traditional, so we have to carry things that the vast majority of the public will come in and buy. I mean, I wish we could get really geeky and wonderful, because boy, oh boy, if we could
amazing
buy
stuff.
what we really, really wanted to, we would, but we can't.
Yeah. Well,
Just
I mean, you
the way
got to
it
buy
is.
what sells.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what keeps you in business.
The Midwest is notorious for being extremely behind the times when it comes to trends.
Really?
Yeah.
So where is the South? I mean, where is where
Of course,
is it? East
both-
Coast,
both
West Coast?
coasts.
West Coast.
Dallas is really, they're a lot more forward than we are. Every time we go to market, if we go to Dallas, we'll see something and we get excited about it and we might bring it in and it just doesn't sell and people are like, what is this? What do you use this for? And then like 3 years later, people will come in and ask and be like, do you have like XYZ? And we're like,
We had
we
it 3 years
did.
ago.
So it takes a while for us to catch up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it must be the cold or something.
It's gotta
We're just
something.
frozen. We
Yeah.
frozen in time. What's your favorite season as it relates to design? Because I'm sure that the elements of and do you have a lot of clients that want to change by season? I would imagine that's a pretty
Yeah.
costly thing to do, but it sounds like fun.
Well, I mean, you can do things just by like changing out pillows and throws and
Okay.
accessories like that. You don't
Yeah,
have to
that
do a
makes a big
full
difference.
overhaul.
Yeah.
Just
Absolutely.
store your pillows away.
Yeah.
Bring out the
The new-
spring ones. Yeah, summer's a fun season to design for because there's like, with it being so cold here, everybody is like, yes, it's warm out. It's the whole like indoor outdoor living sort
Yeah.
of a thing. So having like really great outdoor patio furniture, which is something that we sell also,
Okay.
it's a really important element for people around here. Go out and spend time on
That's
the
great.
deck or the patio.
Yeah.
So outdoor living rooms, you cover that as well.
Yeah.
Sounds like okay.
We can even do like custom pillows, chaise lounge covers, anything. Like we were talking about a little earlier off camera about the fabric that's coming out. That's like, it's really, really awesome. Sunbrella stuff that's not just solids.
Yeah.
Fun.
They're beautiful fabrics.
Yeah, the tan one I got from Costco is
Exactly.
not, it's pretty it's my version of honey oak
Yeah.
on the patio.
Right.
All right. So I can take it up a notch.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Got it. Well, is there anything you want to say before we end as far as what to keep an eye out for you guys? Any special events coming in as far as the store is concerned? I think I already asked that question.
Yeah,
but-
we'll be doing some events for the show or the the store. We'll be doing just we've got some trunk shows that are possibly in the pipeline, but we're always working on things for summer to get people out. And
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to get some educational things together too for people
Yeah.
to come in, and if they need color coordination or just help space planning. We've got that in the works as well.
Okay. If as far as design, are there one or two things for the design challenged?
Mm-hmm.
Are there one or two things that you would recommend that have the biggest impact? I think I might know what one of them is, but I want you guys to tell me.
Okay.
If I were to inexpensively make a change to a room or something, I'm going to do what?
Paint.
Paint. Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Paint.
Okay.
Paint is huge.
Anything else?
Accessorize. So you can definitely paint the walls and bring in some new pillows, maybe a lamp or two, art,
Side tables.
side table, just anything like that. Small changes can make a big, big impact.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. What's the hot color now?
Gray is
Gray
still,
is still in.
Is it
really,
really?
really, really, really popular. Yeah. This area in particular really loves blue
Okay.
in any sort of,
Any shade?
Yeah, it just kind of runs the gamut from spa blue, just kind of soft, muted colors.
Okay.
Yeah.
And earth tones, of course, which throws gray right in there with it.
Right.
Yeah.
You can do a
Yeah.
lot with that.
Yeah.
Well, we have a great room. So
There you go.
I'm
Yeah.
in. I'm not 3 years
Yeah.
behind, right? All right. Well, thanks so much for taking the time. It's
Yeah,
great to
thank
meet
you so much.
Tell us a little
Absolutely.
bit about Eclectic Design Source.
we
So come
appreciate
check
it.
them out.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks. It's a wrap, George.